You have fun, made you well. I know you got bills to pay, but it's my job to help you let it wash away. Welcome to the show today. You're gonna have fun, you made you well. I know you got bills to pay, but it's my job to help you let it wash away. Rocks the mic, who rocks the mic? Right, Mr. Blackjack, here because I do what I like. Between the Janets and the Chrissies of the world, I stand out a gigolo of the man, microphone in my hand till I die. Not doing this for money, not doing this for fame. I'm doing this so I can change the whole freaking game. Niggas in colorful clothes dancing like superheroes. You empty hammers, hit the gas face, you gotta go. You guys are whack now, go hit the back now. I disappear, but I got you cool, got you pow. New generation of just regular dudes. We don't dress the same, but sing the same blues. So let your hands fly if you do agree with me. P-I-G-O in middle and Kenneth is what I need. Used to have a white girl, now I got a white kind of getting used to you, brother. That that's you have fun, made you well. I know you got bills to pay, but it's my job to help you let it wash away. Welcome to the show today. You're gonna have fun, made you well. I know you got bills to pay, but it's my job to help you let it wash away. Shows all up in the LA week. We used to pay to play, now I play when they pay me, and I thank God for that. Supply my needs. Sometimes my wants get left out, but the balance is free, and I need that between the life and the spotlight and being sweated by Jakes on the curb in the cops fight. But I stand strong, singer, songwriter with the beat is on. Head full of Beatles and they're live playing ping pong. With Phil Collins and Genesis as the referees. Still Gabriel and that rock band and DDP. Who will win the game? Hip hop or rock and roll? Playing a voice singing. It's the same stroll. So I stand still, classified an old photo on my Uncle James in the 70s in Idaho or Long Beach. I really can't tell, it's kind of blurry. It's lost in translation and I'm like Bill Murray.
Hello, welcome to the show today. This is Chris Betts versus I am Chris Betts. It's wonderful to have you here. I hope you're all having a good night. Hello, Baldy. Welcome to the show. Mystiphers Assemble. You're goddamn right. Everybody get in on this. Yeah, my name is Chris Betts. If you haven't watched the show before, this is Chris Betts Versus. It's an online version of a show that I used to do back when we were still people. It was called Chris Betts Versus the Audience, and the concept is I will argue the opposite of anything that anyone says. It's very fun. It's so stupid. I've argued basically everything. I've said some terrible things. I've also helped a couple folks out. One of those two things definitely outweighs the other. So today I have two fantastic guests. They're both first-timers on the show. I'm very much looking forward to having them on. I love both of their stand-up. So I think they're going to be great at it. Before we do the show, quick explainer. This show can be funny. It can be serious. It can be touching. It can kind of be anything. It's totally out of my hands. I have no say over the topics that are given into the show. I just have to react to them, which is part of the fun. But as a result, sometimes people that are watching forget that it's a game, and then they complain to me. Here's the thing. Just because I say a thing on the show does not mean that I mean that thing. It's very important that you remember that. So when I tell you that Anne Frank was a coward, it's just important that you know that's not how I feel inside. I'm just a winner. That's all. I got a competitive spirit. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the guest today. We have an opponent and a judge. My opponent is the amazing Athena Kugblenu, and the judge is the fantastic Cheng. Please put your hands together from your houses where we can neither see nor hear you. And welcome to the screen, Athena Kugblenu and Cheng. Yay! Hey, how's it going, guys?
Very good, thank you.
Good. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm very, very excited about this. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Just for Ken, don't take this personally. Just for a second, just to rearrange. Here we go.
Yeah, I thought that was geometry is really important in this stream. So I'm all for that.
I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm very Very much looking forward to it. Athena was shit talking in her tweets and in her emails to me.
Not shit talking, truth talking. Just fact.
This is she claimed victory days before. The confidence, absolutely outrageous. Secondary education. Yeah, that's right. You're like Muhammad Ali, just getting into my head before the match. It's cold. It's cold as ice. Oh, I just went yellow. That's exciting. Ada, welcome. Everyone's applauding. This is very nice. Can you guys see the comments on your?
I've got the stream on my other monitor, which is
nice one. Athena in StreamYard, you should be able to see the comments there.
I can see all the comments.
Oh, you can see it in StreamYard.
Lots of emoji. Yeah. You've got an emoji crowd tonight.
A lot of emojis. That's the applause, baby.
Thing's really good.
StreamYard's incredible. We're streaming to YouTube and Twitch at the same time, and all of the comments from both just roll in through here. So much easier. So yeah, it's a remarkable thing. I'm a big fan. I found it through John Hastings. I'm happy to pass it on. So Athena, you're going to be arguing against me. I'm going to be arguing the opposite of whatever you bring up. And while we do that, Ken is going to be judging. I bring in a judge to the show because it's 2021 and no one can admit that they've lost an argument, myself included. And so I bring in a judge to do the right thing, to do right by us, to do right by debates. And today's is Ken Cheng. Ken, are you feeling judicious today?
No, I've never been a judge before. I'm very much like what's her face? Amy Coney Barrett.
Coney Barrett. Oh wow.
Coney Barrett. I'm that vibe. I've just been elevated atop through nepotism, corruption, all that stuff. So prepare for some bad decisions.
Oh damn! And he watched. I mean, if any of you watched the show last week, it was Harriet Kemsley was the judge, and I love Harriet, but the power went straight to her head, and it was frankly chaotic. So that's the only one that Ken's watched. So I'm a little bit worried about how this is going to go. /thrilled. So Ken, you know how it works. You judge not based on who's right, but on who argued best. That's very important. If only to give me a chance at winning, because I always get handed terrible topics, and so of course I'm wrong. I'm always wrong. That's no game at all. All right. Baldy says I've seen Ken play Among Us. This will be clinical judging. Oh wow,
that's right. Surgical.
Good.
That's good. That's what we need. Someone, an eye for detail. All right. I think that's all the admin out of the way. So let's get to the game. Athena, round one. I think you brought a topic. What do we got?
I've got a topic. Chris. I want you to argue why it's okay to blackmail your ex with nudes.
Oh, damn. I've never heard that one before. This is great. Whoa. I already love this game. Yes. I'm guessing nudes of them, not nudes of you being like, I'm going to show this to people. I know how jealous you are.
That's not how blackmail works. Like, £100 or I'll leak my dick. Make your dick. Go on. I think I'll save myself the money. No. Of them. And like really like butthole, really intimate. I'm talking about, that looks quite nice. Like, I can see sweet corn, nudes. Damn. Nasty nudes.
Why did you keep the sweet corn picture? That's you get that off the roll.
It was love. At the time,
right? Okay. So here's how I feel about that. Of course, I mean, this is your property. It would be tyranny for the government to tell you what to do with something that you own, that was gifted to you. Their nudity was a gift that was bestowed upon you. And I'm guessing that these aren't secret pictures. These are pictures that were shared of their own free will, right?
These are between the couple. They're secret. They weren't put on Instagram.
But they knew that you had it. You weren't. You didn't have like a fucking Chuck Berry toilet cam going.
It was I'm in love with you. Here's my nipple. Yeah. It was that kind of thing. All right.
Cool. It says secondary education's weighing in. The only way it works is if they're photos of yourself. If yourself is your ex a photographer and the nude shots are really terrible. No, I don't think so. I think that the clearer the shots and the more that your face is in them, the better off this is going to go. So for two reasons. One, I think that it's a very important movement right now that I embrace, which is unshackling ourselves from shame.
Interesting route.
Between the body positivity movement, the sort of second age of sexual liberation, the rise of sex workers and sort of OnlyFans and everything that folds into that becoming an accepted profession. I think that to withhold your nudes is actually discriminatory. So if you really want to embrace these industries, what you should be doing is just putting your nudes out anyway, just to show, hey, we've all got bodies. There's nothing wrong with this. And so really what you're doing by releasing these nudes, because I'm guessing the person isn't going to pay this blackmail, is freeing them of any shame that they had. There's no more mystery. They're on the internet. They are who they are. Look at me now, world. And they're a better person for it. So really, you're doing them a favor. Athena?
Okay, so this is me. Okay, so like I guess that was all bullshit, which is lovely bullshit, but still bullshit. But A for effort. You get an A for effort. Very good. Listen, the key word here is blackmail. Okay, it's one thing to be like, you're beautiful. I don't care what you think about yourself. You're beautiful. I'm gonna send your nudes out. I'm gonna put them on Instagram stories. I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Use my inkjet printer, print them out, and stick them on a bus stop. That's one thing. It's another thing to be like, give me money or I'll shame you. There's an exchange of money there. That's against the law. Okay, I've got the law on my side, and that's quite rare for me. So that's one thing. The second thing I'm going to say is that it's only liberating if you free yourself. You know, think about it. If someone else is freeing you, that's like a slap in the face, isn't it? That's not liberation. That's the opposite. Incarceration. It's incarceration. But you can only be free when you're ready, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to be like naked, the bodies are beautiful, we should all be naked, but you've got to meet people where they're at. Okay, what if you're not there yet? What if you're just about ready to have your hand out, you know, and you're not at breast stage yet? You know, or what if you're just about ready to show a bit of leg? Like some people, like there's a true story. When I was at school, all my friends would roll their skirts up and they'd show like a lot of leg, but I was always too shy. You know, was I oppressed because I didn't show off like 75% of my leg? No, I had to wait until I was a bit older and I had my own confidence. I'd do it at my own time, you know? So those are my two arguments. Blackmail is illegal, okay. Blackmail. And second argument is you've got to free your body in your own time. You can't, and if we all did it at the same time, it'd be boring. Imagine walking out of your house one day and everyone's naked. Is that liberation? Then liberation would be putting clothes back on, wouldn't it?
All right. I mean,
I rest my case.
That was a great try.
Thank you.
Great attempt.
So to the first point, what you're saying is that it's the intent that matters, right? Not the effect. So even if they do feel liberated as a result of it, the intent that it was blackmail is a problem. But I think that we can all agree that it's not necessarily the intent, but the effect that matters. That's why Justin Trudeau can't do blackface. That's
why.
That's why he can't do it. What he meant by it was just a good old jovial time, but the effect was terrible. And so shut it, Mr. Prime Minister, you're absolutely wrong. And so really what you're saying is that, I mean, if your argument is right, then what you're acknowledging is that Justin Trudeau should be allowed to do blackface. Second point is the liberating of someone. You said that you can't be liberated by someone else, but I would argue that many people were. Malcolm X himself was liberated by someone else while he was in prison by the guy that introduced him to Islam. He was liberated from the criminal mindset that he'd grown up with, the overwhelmingly white views that had been put onto him and that he'd internalized. This man had liberated him, and he couldn't have been freed without the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad through this person. So I would argue that most people are actually freed by someone. It's whether they embrace that or not that is on them. But the freeing generally comes from a second person. As for your leg thing, you know, maybe if you'd shown a little leg, you know, you would have a better time at school. Who knows? Who knows? We'll never know. That's barroom history. We'll never know.
All right, let's start with Malcolm X, since you brought Malcolm into it. Malcolm X, freed by Elijah Muhammad, killed by the Nation of Islam. Probably not a good argument. Okay, that's not really freeing someone if you then shoot them 3 times in the chest after you freed them.
That temporary freedom.
I can continue. Do you want me to stop there? I can continue. I can make this worse for you. Yeah. I'll continue. I'll continue, and I'll just elaborate on that. Malcolm X freed himself. Still, he was introduced to the books, but he had to read them. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't bedtime stories in prison. He had to be like, page 1 of the Quran, page 2 of the Quran. I don't know the Quran, so I can't read it out, obviously. But that's how he had to do all that work himself. Okay, so first of all, Malcolm X. I thought all the other arguments, they were so bad, I've forgotten them. So it was Malcolm X.
I just like to say, I really admire invoking both Malcolm X and blackface in an argument against black women.
Yes,
I really admired the ambition of bringing both those topics.
What a surprise! Canadian arguing for blackface. I was waiting I've got a timer actually. I was like, let me set a timer.
No, you're arguing for blackface. I'm against blackface. I think it's wrong that he did it. I think it's terrible that he did it. It's you that's okay with it.
Listen, all right. I personally, I think his intent was to clown black people. No one goes in blackface without going, oh, fucking hell, black people. No one goes, this is jovial. They all deep down know what they're bloody doing. And he did it 4 or 5 times. It wasn't like, oh, 1 time, fair enough. Like 4 or 5 times, you're probably just into it, love. And just admit it. It's fine. I won't lie. I didn't quite understand the blackface bit. Whilst you were talking, all I could hear was blackface, 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 blackface. I couldn't hear the argument.
That's because you're such a huge fan. That's the problem. You just can't get it up. It earwormed you.
It's like, wow, they're trying to be like us. It's the equivalent that, like, when I imagine when like black women walk around with like long blonde hair, white women must be like, yeah, that's us. So with blackface, that's how I feel. I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's us. That's you trying to be us. Anyway, I digress.
So for the record, Athena Kugblenu, pro blackface.
I would like to ask what exactly is this.
It's growing on me now.
I would like to ask what exactly is the connection between blackmailing someone for their nudes and blackface, because we haven't actually nailed that down in one succinct sentence.
I didn't get it myself. I didn't get it.
Okay, I can re-explain. It was that's on me. I knew what I meant, but I didn't explain it properly.
Please do.
Well, what Athena was saying is that the problem with the blackmail is that it's the intent that's bad. It's not that the effect is what shames them. And I was arguing that intent doesn't matter. It's effect that matters. Like with blackface, even if blackface is done in a positive way, like with love in your heart, that's not okay. It's still terrible. And Athena is saying, no, I'm pro blackface. That's what Athena's saying.
You're just arguing for me. So that means the intent of blackmailing someone with their butthole pictures and vagina hole picture. Well, you don't have to say vagina hole because it is a hole. So that's fine. But anyway,
it's just one small part of a very complex.
Yeah. But anyway, the point is the intent of somebody selling your nudes is to make money and to shame you. The intent isn't to be like, you know what, Athena, you got these stretch marks, you're feeling down about them. Why don't you let me put them on Facebook? It's not. That's what the person is saying is, I got naked pictures of you. I got council tax due. I need some money. Give me the money, or else I'm gonna put them out. So the intent, right, is nefarious. That's a word, nefarious. I think a
great word.
All right.
I like that word.
Makes me think of Jafar.
Jafar.
Jafar was nefarious as fuck.
Anyway, nefarious intent, nefarious action, argument 1.
So I'm just saying intent doesn't matter. It's the effect, but we'll call that one there. Ken,
I'd like to just throw one question to each of you. First to Athena, is there a situation where the blackmail would be okay? Maybe in a kind of situation like you're trying to earn money to feed your starving children, that kind of thing. And for Chris, is there a situation where you would think it's absolutely wrong? Yeah,
there is an occasion. If the person's a cunt, then they got it coming to them. So excuse my language. So let's say if it's retaliation. So revenge is good. So like revenge porn is fine, but blackmail is terrible. But if it was like, you know what, you deserve this. You know, because let's face it, guys, when he's sending you to cut your head out so you can't be identified, let's be real. If you haven't done that, and then you're just a bad person. Maybe maybe you killed a cat and it belonged to your ex, and they were like, yo, I can't really be in a relationship anymore. You killed my pet. So revenge porn for the death of a pet, or something. Whatever. I can't think of anything, but yeah, revenge porn good, blackmail bad.
Okay.
Wow.
And
really
Chris,
muddied the waters there at the end. What is the
was a situation where you would say blackmail definitely not okay, ban that?
No, blackmail's always fine. That's my second argument.
Fine.
Legalize
Always
blackmail.
Fine.
It's always fine, always good. It's just it's encouragement by another name.
It's always encouragement. Well, okay, I'll make a decision now. Is that what we're
please do.
For?
Yeah.
Chris, I really appreciated the ambition of a lot of your arguments, bringing Free the Nipple, Malcolm X, blackface, trying to throw those in. It was a really strong case, but I think I'll have to give it to Athena, just because none of them made any sense to me. None of them made enough sense, but they were really good attempts. And I really think there's at least a participation trophy in there for those attempts. Free the Nipple especially, we'll do this for Free the Nipple. It doesn't matter that I'm gaining individually out of it. # Free the Nipple. Okay,
so God damn it. So he's on my side and I lost. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
I won't say that, but let's go with that.
All right. So that's the end of the first round. Athena, congratulations. Well argued.
Thank you.
I was just hoping that I could corner you with that blackface thing, and then it would fall apart. But you couldn't be cornered. That was amazing.
I can't be cornered with blackface. You should have gone with something else, like another hate crime. Another hate crime might work.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Love hate crimes you could bring up.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the world.
Two more rounds to bring up all the other hate crimes. There's been a lot of hate crimes recently. Get them all in.
All right, so we're going to go into the speed round now. The way the speed round works is we're going to put 2 minutes on the clock. Ken, you've got a list of topics. Have you got them to hand?
Yeah. Now I do.
Nice one. And Athena, do you want to be for or against everything that Ken is about to say?
Oh, I get to decide. I want to be against.
Against. Nice one. Keeping up the British tradition. 98% of British comics choose against.
I'm glad I've got a passport. I'm glad I did that because the Home Office watched this shit. So if I'd been for, I'd been on a plane. So good.
That's you figured it out. This is an elaborate test. Damn it. Michael Gove is on the other line. So I'm for everything. Athena's against everything. I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock. I used to have techs that would do this show for me, and they had a really cool little screen that would come up with 2 minutes on it. And it looked really good, and I haven't figured out how to do it yet, so I just have to do it on my phone now, but we'll get there. This is a growing concern. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, speed round.
Execution.
I'm against execution. People should be tortured instead.
I'm for execution. It costs the taxpayer so much money to house these people. Just save the money. Cut it off. Next.
Joy.
I'm absolutely against joy. Do you know what joy does? It eliminates productivity. Okay. No, it eliminates. Joy person. Fuck her. Sorry.
No. The feeling joy.
Yeah. Nurse Joy from Pokemon.
Let me go back. Absolutely, positively against joy, because it gives you optimism, and we shouldn't have. We look at this government. Okay, too much optimism. How are you going to protest if you've got joy? I've got a protest. I've got joy. Be miserable. Become an activist.
I'm pro joy because that was the most British few sentences I've ever heard in my life. And if you want to be British, be against joy. But if you want to live in the rest of the world,
okay. Fake apology.
No, do you know what? Yeah, anything for a quiet life. I will apologize, but it will shut you up. I got things to do with my time. I'm mad at you, Athena.
You got to be against it.
I've got against it. Hang on. I'm against
fake apologies.
Everything I just said in reverse.
Nice. Yeah.
In reverse, guys.
I'm for fake apologies. Everything Athena said in the right way. Next.
U-Tree.
As in Operation U-Tree.
I guess so. Yeah,
I'm totally against that. We should have just burnt them on crosses. Not even crosses. That's too religious. Why put them through any kind of trial or investigation? Just if someone's just point at them, say nonce, run them over. It's quicker.
Oh, so now you're pro execution. I see. This is chaos.
You can knock someone over and not kill them. You can maim, Chris. You can maim.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm pro Operation U Tree because once and for all, it put to bed those terrible rumors about Cliff Richard. Free Cliff. Next.
Constitutions.
Last one.
Constitutions.
Constitutions. What? Look. I'm totally against them. Every constitution in the world is full of such garbage, and we spend our whole time trying to follow them, even though these rules were written 300 years ago when people used to have muskets and eat beer for breakfast because the water was dirty. Constitutions are terrible. They're too hard to change, even though they should be easy to change because you just throw them away and write new ones. I'm against constitutions.
I'm for constitutions because we've gotten rid of all the things that idiots used to wave around, like Confederate flags and such. And so now I know if someone's waving a constitution, I can be like, haha, shorthand, you're a dickbag. That's the end of the speed round. Ken, I forgot to ask. I was supposed to tell you to please keep a score, 1 point for each one.
Should have done that. I don't even
completely forgot
thinking about that. Okay, let's go through them. Execution. I'm happy with the torture, so Athena won. Joy, I'm pro Joy. That's one to Chris. I can't remember faithful apology. I think Chris won that one based on the fact that Athena did his argument for him. That's 2-1 to Chris. U-Tree. I think, can we have ties? I think I'm both for and against U-Tree for that. Okay.
No, I'm afraid no ties.
Probably now against U-Tree because I believe in no due process for nonces. So that's 2-2. And was there one more? Constitutions. Yeah. Constitutions. I think I'll give that to Chris because I do like knowing people with a dick bag.
Yeah.
So 3-2 to Chris. Very close.
3-2 in the speed round. That ties us up because you got 1 point in the first round. So it's 3-3 going into the next round. Very tied. So goddamn tied this game. Yeah. So now this round is the regrets round. This is my favorite round of the whole show. The way the regrets round works, if you haven't watched before, is Athena's going to tell me something, either something that she regrets about her life, and I'll tell her why it's the best thing she's ever done, or she'll tell me something that she's proud of, and I'll tell her why she's a piece of shit for thinking that. So Athena, unburden yourself. What have you got?
I'm proud of my children, Chris.
Damn, if you think this is the first time someone's tried to hide behind their kids on this show. All right. How old are they?
They're 2 and 15 weeks.
So they basically don't exist. What is there to be proud of? There's no, they haven't accomplished anything. There's no.
They know that that's the number 1 and that's orange. Right?
That's a tiger. She thinks the tiger is the number 1.
No, but it's got number 1 on it. It's like it's a puzzle. It's got like.
Oh, okay.
See? Yeah. She puts it together. I'm very proud.
But I feel like you can do better, Athena. I feel like you've accomplished things. There's no need to lower your bar to people recognizing numbers. You know, you can do so much more than take these tiny victories.
She knows all her shapes. It's just like a coincidence. I've got all this stuff here. Look, she knows her shapes. She knows. Guess what? And she knows trapezium. What 2-year-old knows what a fucking trapezium is?
Yeah. A lot of 20-year-olds don't know what a trapezium is. So
thank you.
Which only shows what useless knowledge that is. Those 20-year-olds are doing fine. How often later on in life is anyone being like, "You toss me that trapezium"? Oh no, I'm gonna get fired.
It's a stepping stone. It's a stepping stone onto other knowledge, isn't it? It's once you know that, then you can know how to build a roof of a house because that's the shape roofs are in.
You only want your kids to be builders. See, you don't even expect a lot out of these kids. This is.
Tell you what, learn a trade. How often do you need a building? You can't get a good quote. If your kid's not going to take the piss. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They'll fix that roof for a decent price.
So you're going to drive your children out of business by them giving you discounts to build your house, and you call that pride? You call that love, Athena?
Yeah. It's just they don't do that. It's like no. What it is they. That's part of the deal. That's the social contract you've got with your kids, right? You raise them, you feed them, you nurture them, you teach them, and they conduct external business, but their internal business. It's like Sopranos, it's family, isn't it? It's family. So when they're fixing my taps or toilets and stuff on the cheap, that's for all of the shit I've had to wash out of their asses when they shit their pants, which they do regularly. My toddler, oh my gosh, like we had to unblock the bathroom drain because it doesn't matter. But yeah, so much shit has been washed off her ass that.
So this is
the least you could do is fix the goddamn roof. The least you could do.
I mean, I want to, Athena. I'm not saying you should give up your kids. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you don't have a look of pride on your face when you're talking about them right now. You look tired. You look like it's a hassle. You look like it's a lot.
This is not.
I feel like you could do better than these kids. Adopt other kids. You don't need these particular kids. You can have any kids you want. You're successful. They'd love to have you as a parent. I feel like you're setting low standards for yourself.
I'm amazed you've got the gall to look at a hardworking mother and go, you look tired. Normally it's like, wow, Athena, you look amazing. Keep going, girl. Yeah, you got it. And you're like, Athena, you look a bit tired, dear. Wow.
Only when you talk about your kids. The rest of the time, radiant. But just when you're talking about your kids, it's just something in your eyes, you know, beaten down.
You're saying this to me as I hold my newest one as well, as he's sleeping in my arms. Can you hear him snoring? Can you hear him? He's just snoring ever so softly.
No, and that's another thing he's failed at, is I can't.
You're going to win this because I'm shocked at the savagery. This is really savage. I'm a little stunned, actually.
What part of the description of this round did you not understand?
I thought you'd keep it social.
Oh, God, no.
I thought you might keep it a bit social. I wish I'd chosen a regret now, actually. And
we can pivot if you want. We can call that there. We can give me a regret. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I regret having straight hair in my 20s.
Okay, cool. So just so you know, though, you just gave in, so I get a point for that because I decimated your kids.
I couldn't hear the Lefty Chris Betts besmirch my offspring anymore. It was too much. I was like, this is awful.
That was giving up. You didn't even try to defend your kids. Really.
You didn't even try to defend your kids. How proud can you be?
You know what? I wasn't strong enough for this round. I wasn't prepared. I should have done some push-ups or something.
Your main argument was that you're going to give them free jobs. You're going to give them jobs.
I should have prepared a bit more. But shocking.
That's all right. I've done it to so many parents. They all think that they can get away with it, and they can't. That's not the game.
Yeah. So many parents have abandoned their children after talking to Chris Betts.
Yeah, 100%.
They've let them by a skip. They just caved in.
Change the name to Moses, drop him in the Thames. Good luck, big guy.
This was in the garden, and like let him himself.
Oh, my wife's watching on Twitch, and she said, "Just show him the baby, and you win. He's a sucker for a cute baby." And she's right. Had you done that, look at how adorable that baby is. That was you should have done that. That would have been a wrap, but it's too late. I got the point. So
yeah, it's unfortunate.
Your babies are adorable, and congratulations on the trapezium. That's fantastic. What a smart 2-year-old.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now that we're not playing the game,
Chris
I love
has
your
never
kids.
seen a trapezium before. He's
I don't
never
know
even
what
heard of
you know
one.
What it is? They just repeat what you say. They're not that smart. That's what it is. You just have to say the word over and over and over. I got to say edible today. I said, put that in your mouth. Not edible. Then you just say it over and over.
I don't know what edibles are.
No,
they're going to be brilliant edibles.
Not the actual well. She does now.
Yeah.
Does now.
My wife is in love with your baby. There we go. Oh my God, you win, Athena.
Thank you. Why?
Too late.
The actual judge. That's like the Simon Cowell, like the king judge, right? That's the judge.
No, that's why we brought in Ken. Ken is the king. So Athena, what is your regret?
My regret. I said it. It's a simple regret. Right. Yeah, I regret straightening my hair in my 20s. I had straight hair in my 20s.
Okay. Why did you do that?
White supremacy, Chris. It's a terrible thing.
Okay. So it was you were trying to suppress your blackness in some kind, or you were trying to live up to whiteness?
White supremacy and internalized anti-blackness.
Okay. And then when you stopped straightening your hair, what were the thoughts that led to you being like, that's enough, I'm going to go natural? I
realized that that this is I look ridiculous. I have no hairline. It's expensive, and I want my hair back. And it's a form of oppression to not. It was like I didn't choose to straighten it. I thought that was what I was supposed to do. It's different when you choose to straighten it. When you think it's what people do, it's like it's not quite the same thing. And when I realized that how ridiculous that was, I just chopped my hair off, and it grew back again. And I've got dreadlocks.
Nice. So I mean, there's an argument to be made that you know, you need to go through the troubling times and then sort of see your way out. That makes you stronger. There's something to that. Although I think it would be hard to argue that you would have been better off with some of this internalized white supremacy. So I'm not going to go that route. I think it's a shame that you had that at all. I think that's terrible. So here's the one that I would argue is that structural racism is a thing. There is white supremacy baked into pretty much every aspect of Western culture. And you are a fantastic communicator. I know that from your stand-up. I've watched you tackle immense issues insanely deftly. And I would say that part of your ability to do that is born of the fact that for a while you were unable to see the power that it had over you. And then once you recognized it, you didn't necessarily hate yourself for your power in it, but you sort of grew out of it. And so not only do you understand the power that you have, but you can identify with people who haven't seen that power and you're not angry with them for it. You try to help them out of it. That's what I sort of get from your stand-up. And I would argue that had you not spent that time straightening your hair, then maybe you wouldn't empathize as much. And that would make you a worse communicator and thus less able to support the cause.
There should be rules to this game, right? The first rule is don't rattle up the opponent. No compliments. Okay, that's the first rule. Where's the rules, Chris? This is you're just amazing. You're so deft. No, unacceptable. Ken, there's a rule, right? That's a rule. Can we?
There are no rules. There are no rules to this debate. It's free. Oh, free speech. Free speech. Yeah. Compliments are not banned by this.
Well, also, I mean, it's in your regrets are the best thing you've ever done. That's the thing. I'm here to free you from your regrets. This is.
Well, let me tell you a story. All right. Well, it's not an interesting story. I once needed to relax my hair, right? Which is the European way for straightening it, and I couldn't go to hairdresser because it's expensive, man. It costs like 50, 60 quid a time. So I bought my own kit to do it myself. I thought, how hard can it be? Put the Vaseline on my scalp and whatever. Now, can you see my hairline? My hairline is what they call a D hairline, right? For about 6 months after that attempt, I had an M because I burnt, like, it was like erosion. I burnt my hair off. Anyway, that was a funny story. It was just, I was just trying. So I'm trying to rack my brain for like a really good anecdote that will just like blow that nonsense out of the water. All that, come with it. All this Obama. This is what, you know what? You know when they gave Obama the Nobel Peace Prize? I was like, it's a bit much.
That was a bit much. That was soon.
That's what that was. That was a bit much. Do you know what I mean? A bit much. Like laying on a bit thick, but then you must love winning. I mean, and I rate, you know, you're North American. We love winning. We're British. We're just not into it that much.
Oh, there are a lot of North American women that would not identify with that thought. I do my best. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of women. I'm a fan of yours. I think it's great.
Well, you're good. You're very good too, Chris.
Oh, thanks, Athena.
The most friendly debate I've ever seen. I don't like it.
You're very good.
That's why, judge, I'm against that idea. Imagine if lawyers hugged it out after every court case. This is what's happening. The judge, I find it despicable.
All right, I feel like Athena sort of caved on that as well, sort of admitted defeat.
Stop trying to influence the judge's decision with your I felt she caved. Unfortunately, you are correct, because I really thought she would have flummoxed you with this hair straightener thing, straight hair thing, but you really rallied round and came up with such a emotive argument. I was quite shocked.
I didn't see it coming.
Thanks.
She was hit by that as well. So I think
Chris, sorry to interrupt, but when he started off with blackface, I was like, this is in the bag. This is in the bag.
I'm surprised you've got like several gears to you. That's amazing. And also, I already believe the idea that regrets shape who you are. So I'm all for that. So I'm gonna have to give the point to Chris.
Yes, thank you. I got to make my friend feel better and get a point. God, I love this game.
Well, it's all right. Yeah.
You should have said how much you spent on straightening your hair, because I would have probably pivoted if you just told me how much, because I'm all about saving money. Thousands. If you had said that,
60 quid a month for what, 3 years? I mean, that's not that,
that's thousands.
That's thousands, but
that's like 2,000.
That's a lot of money.
If you had said that, I probably would have.
And then there's a product. I had a pair of straighteners that cost £120.
Okay.
£120 on ceramic straighteners.
You should have led with that. You should have led with that.
Oh, I should
as soon as you bring money into it, I will cave. I'll be like, no, 2,000. That could have gone into like Bitcoin. I don't want to bring up Bitcoin again.
Hey, Safar, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Thank you so much for the follow. Much obliged. All right, so we're gonna go into the second speed round now.
Right.
So
I'm ready for this.
Athena, because you were against everything last time, you're gonna be for everything this time, okay? But you still go first because it's my game and I get to make the rules.
Well, clearly, evidently.
A lot of highbrow humor going on my channel. Butt coin. Not Bitcoin, butt coin.
Why don't we call it that all the time? Brilliant.
Okay. So Liam, I had Alice Fraser on a few months ago. You can check that out. I had her and Laura Davis on together. Laura was the judge and Alice was my opponent. I haven't done James No Case yet. I think I won that game. I can't remember. So second speed round. Athena, you're for everything. I'm against everything. Ken, you're ready. I'm going to start the clock. 1, 2, 3. Speed round.
Slime.
I'm for slime. It makes things slippery, and we all know when things are slippery, like it's slippery. Yeah.
I'm against slime because apparently it makes Athena gross.
Curves.
Come on, who wants to hug a square? It's all about curves. Eat your donuts for breakfast, eat your full English breakfast for lunch, and then eat a proper dinner. Get your curves on. Get cuddly.
I'm against curves. As a white guy, I'm anti-butts. They frighten me. So I'm not used to them. They're from outside of my world, and they make me tense. Next.
Prison.
I'm definitely for prison. Okay, listen, if you need prisons, if you didn't have prisons, you don't have bus drivers. Do you know a lot of bus drivers are ex-cons? It's a true story. It's one of the few jobs you can do when you're out of prison, and people will be like, work for us. So no prisons, no bus drivers.
Chris Butts. By the way, that was bullshit. I fucking love an ass. Oh God, I love curves.
Well, that could go for you.
So prisons. I hate prisons. It's just exile without exile. It's bullshit. Pick a side. Either they're gone or they're here. You can't have them gone and here. Fuck you. Next.
Being comfortable.
I like to feel uncomfortable. I'm for being comfortable.
Yeah, for.
It's easy. How are you going to watch TV if you're not comfortable? How are you going to eat dinner if you're not comfortable? How are you going to go to sleep if you're not comfortable? How are you going to have work if you're not comfortable? Okay, how are you going to live being a bra all day if it's not comfortable? Well, in fact, how would you know the feeling of taking your bra off at the end of the day, right? If you don't understand the beauty of being comfortable. That's the best part of anyone's day. Like before lockdown, obviously now it's lockdown, we don't bother with them. But like before, when we did bother with them, taking your bra off and being comfortable, highlight of the day.
That moment wouldn't have been made possible without being uncomfortable.
Ooh, yin and yang.
Bam, that's a wrap. That's all I have to say. We have time for one more.
I had one. Where's it? Plucking chickens.
You're gonna eat feathers. Don't be silly. Pluck the chicken before you eat it. Don't be lazy.
Climate change is a real thing. We all need to be more vegetarian. The fewer chickens plucked, the less meat we're eating. That's the end of the speed round. Ken, please hit us with those scores.
Well, I had Chris on 2 and Athena on 3.
Oh, damn.
Well done, Athena.
Which did we win? Do you remember?
Yeah. I think Athena slime, real happy with the gross slippery slime. Curves as well. Very, very hard to argue against curves. You can't really do that, especially as you admitted you love butts after.
I do love butts.
What else do we have? Plucking chickens. I was pro Chris on that one. The climate change argument, very of its time. Well, being comfortable. Chris really bring that back with the you have to be uncomfortable to be comfortable. Very, very clever arguing. And what's the last one? Prison. Athena won the prison one. I can't remember why.
Go bus driver.
Bus driver.
Yeah, bus drivers.
Yeah. That's so surly.
I get that. That makes a lot of sense.
When you learn that, you're like, yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah. Also, now I feel so much safer on buses. It's like, oh, someone who's actually like hard is on here. Oh, that makes me feel so much better. All right. So now we're going into the final round. Ken, what is the total scores?
I believe it's Chris
Hang on,
3.
it's
Athena.
not belief. Okay, come on. This is not religion. I believe. No. Judge, what's the scores?
Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm ahead by 1.
Okay. Chris is on 3. Athena on 2.
Oh, sorry. That's the speed round. I mean, for the whole game.
No. That is the whole thing.
Oh, so you're counting it as rounds. Okay, cool.
Sorry. What are we counting each?
Oh, yeah, individual points. So we can do. I always forget to explain the points before the show. It's something about. I used to have a coffee with everybody before the show. We talk it through, but online just.
You can learn your numbers. I've got some numbers. Here's your numbers if you need assistance.
Oh, thank you.
It makes the whole tiger. So it was. I won. Athena won the first round.
Yep.
I won 3-2 in the first speed round. So that took us to 3-3. Then I won 2 in the regrets round. So that put me up 5-3. And then Athena just won 3-2. So I'm up 7-6.
7-6. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So I am up by 1 point, which means that the final round is worth 2 points. We've got it all to play for.
It's always worth enough that it changes everything.
That's right. Difference in points +1, baby.
I love it. I love that system. Everything was obsolete up to this point.
Yeah, but what's great about it is it makes it either like a squeaky win or sometimes a blowout. I won by 12 points once. Okay. Yeah, we got a bunch of merch, by the way. There's t-shirts and mugs and stuff like that. If you're interested, link is in the chat. People seem to like mugs. I love it.
All right.
I
love a mug. I got one for Mother's Day. I was thrilled.
You don't look thrilled.
Is this another "you look tired" kind of thing? You look tired from talking about Mother's Day.
That sounded like it was. I was thrilled. Thrilled. Okay, so Ken, you brought a topic. Athena and I do not know what this topic is. Before Ken tells us what it is, Athena, do you want to be for or against whatever he's about to say?
I want to be.
Think carefully about Ken right now. 4. I like that. I like that very much. I think you read him right. I think you want to be for it too, and I think I'm going to regret being against it.
Oh, we'll see.
Ken, what are you saying?
My topic is that the world and society are better because of the coronavirus pandemic, including all the deaths.
All right.
And
all right. Athena,
a net positive, including the deaths.
Athena, I think the term is you fucked up.
It's not over. It was over. All right.
Would you like to start on this one?
I would. You need to get a bell.
I had one and I forgot it in a shed, if you'll believe that. I need to get a new bell.
All right. Let's talk about this. Okay. The world is running out of things like bauxite and other resources.
Bauxites?
Look, it's the first element that came to mind, right? So the world's running out of this, right? So when you run out of things, the fewer people you've got using them, right? the less you need. So that, that makes it a little easier to deal with diminishing resources, right? So that's the death thing dealt with. Good. Running out a lot, like, I don't know if you've tried buying certain kinds of trainers, but they cost a lot of money because they're getting rarer and rarer. Again, kill a lot of people off. That the market calms itself down a little bit. You can get yourself some Air Jordan 3s from 1989, and there's fewer people after them because the ones that want them are dead. Good. Cleared that out. Another argument for death. Second, actually, the global cooperation that happened to get these vaccines, amazing. It wouldn't have happened, would it, without Corona? All of the scientists doing their scientizing, and it showed that the thing that's prevented, that's a verb now, whatever. Scientizing. The thing is, right, it showed that the thing that's preventing medical process mostly is funding and incentive. We could have gotten rid of sleeping sickness a long time ago, which is a sickness that massively impacts equatorial countries. If we'd had the funding and the attention to do the research to provide the vaccine, we haven't done that. We could have got rid of malaria if we'd done that. So what this shows is the corruption that is within the pharmaceutical industry. And we're like, if we can do this, if we can come together and do this, now we can do other things. And we wouldn't be able to argue for that if we didn't see the demonstration by coronavirus. Secondly, it's exposed how bad this government is. It's peeled back the lid of their incompetence, and maybe them ridiculously poor handling the virus will be their undoing eventually. And if that costs 125,000 people, if they have to give their lives to do that, so be it.
Okay. Okay. So let me try to go through this. The first argument you made was about scarcity of resources, I think.
Yes.
I would argue, listen, I've talked to a couple climate scientists. I'm not saying they're the biggest climate scientists, but they seem to know what they're talking about. And from what I understand, it's over, man. It's over. We had a good run. So personally, I would rather that all the people who had people die of coronavirus would have just got to hang out with these people instead of saving resources we don't fucking need anyway. It's over, man. So they could have just enjoyed the time with their families. And I think that would have been a better way to go out. We've all seen how sad people are at the end of zombie movies when it's just them. The next thing was you were talking about sneakers and how expensive they are. But here's the problem is the people that it's affected are a lot of the people that make the sneakers. China had some of the worst deaths. And America is the distributor of the sneakers, and they've had a lot of the worst deaths. And so what you're seeing is a disruption in the supply chain. And so prices will actually go up and scarcity will increase, which is going to make it difficult. Did I just freeze? Is everything okay? Cool.
You're back. We heard you.
Cool. Yeah. All right. It's my computer can't take this hot fire I'm spitting. What was the next one? I remember the government. You said about this will show people that the government is bad. If people don't know that Boris Johnson is a boob at this point, there is no amount of people that he can kill. There is no amount of things that he can screw up that people will then see it. I met him once. He was it was at the White meeting. You guys weren't invited.
God damn.
It was I was bartending his last press conference as mayor of London, and so I watched him as he stood outside the room while all the journalists were getting hammered, and he took 30 seconds. He didn't know anyone could see him. I was getting some stock, and he just watched the room with wolf's eyes. He's a bad man. You could see it in his eyes. Dude's a predator. But honestly, for me, I think the moment that he walked away from the campaign that he fucking won showed me that this guy can't be trusted to lead, even by himself. But anyways, those are all nonsense. Here's why coronavirus is bad. Coronavirus is bad. A, it affected Corona the beer. Haven't Mexicans suffered enough? B, first the wall, now this. Bullshit. I'm furious. Next. Baldy saw him across the room at uni. Did your eyes meet? We're going to find out. Let's find out. Coronavirus didn't. Oh, that was it. The uniting of the scientific things. You said that it was corruption. It's not corruption. It's selfishness. Those are two different things. Corruption is them paying people to ignore things. Selfishness is just not working together because you don't feel like it. And I think that that's a lot of what we saw is people putting aside selfishness. And I think time and time again throughout humanity, people have shown that they don't want to be selfless. They don't want to work together. And especially people with a lot of money don't want to do it. And the only thing that's ever brought them together was big causes, things like World War II. I think polio sort of rallied them a little bit. Coronavirus. When they want to work together, when they want to destroy something, holy shit, will people work together? But to build a better place, it's very difficult and it's very unlikely. And so every now and then you need these things because it arguably makes things better. But really what it's doing is killing a lot of people needlessly. And we shouldn't have had to go through it at all. What happened in the middle of that is I started talking, forgot what my stance was, and then came back to it in the end.
Iffy.
I just blacked out. You ever see Old School where Will Ferrell's doing the debate at the end of the movie and he just goes, I blacked out. What did I say? That's what just happened there. I was trying to keep track of the chat and my mouth kept moving. Coronavirus is terrible. It's made me stay in my house for a year. My poor wife. All of our poor wives. You know what I'm like when I haven't had an audience for a year? Just one lady that I have to make laugh all the time. And she does it. She laughs, you guys. She laughs all the time. It's crazy. She's so supportive. I shouldn't have had to do that to this poor lady. She deserves better than that. I used to be gone 4 nights out of the week. That's a perfect ratio for her.
Yeah, it's a good ratio. Yeah,
it's a good ratio. You know, I get all my laughter out on other people. Then I'm just a human being around her. But not now. Now it's all puns and dances. It's a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare, you guys. Yeah.
She's not on the feed, but just wink if you want a rescue, and we'll get you out, man. Mrs.
She boos as well. She does boo me. She's tough affair.
Yeah, listen, because that sounds like a hostage situation. She laughs all the time, I swear. Really? While she's tied to a chair? Really? Yeah. Are you sure?
There's nothing funnier to her than watching me try to tie a knot. I'm so incompetent. Yeah, I think coronavirus has reminded us that most people are fucking idiots. It's shown us that every disaster movie where people do the right thing is bullshit. The truth is that we will all do the wrong thing, and living without that kind of hope has really affected me, and I don't know how I'm going to go back into the world without it. I'm definitely going to shove more strangers. I'm just going to assume people are anti-maskers and start shoving, and that's coronavirus's fault.
Right. Can I make an observation here? It's a little one. I would say it's remarkably easy to argue against corona, and I'm not entirely sure. I think Chris made a bit of a meal of that, didn't he? It's just sort of, there was some meandering there, something about being tied to a chair, something, you know. I was
said that.
I was prepared to be battered. I was prepared to be slaughtered on this round, but it was like, get to the point. You know what I mean? It was like, there was an open goal there, and I think you might have hit the post. Good old British penalty analogy. Good old football analogy.
Here's something that you have learned from Boris Johnson, which is when you don't have an argument, just talk about how bad the other person's argument is.
Watch and learn.
It's old Bojo. This is a Bojo tactic.
I'll throw a question to lead it to each of you. What is one area you've improved? Your life has improved because of the last year.
I'm more open to shoving strangers. Is that good? Is that good news, Ken? That sounds like a negative.
It's giving you more boldness. If you believe in that, if you believe that is an ideal, shoving strangers, then it's good that you've come to that idea.
It's not an ideal. I know I'm wrong, and I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay, Athena, what about you? A way that you or your life has improved.
Oh, okay. This is how my life has improved. Okay. I started playing piano again. I'm about grade 2.5, you know, and that's I can do Yankee Doodle, Amazing Grace, and I can do a song called Stars and Stripes, which you don't know, but when you hear it, you'll know it. The book's kind of old-fashioned. It doesn't have I was hoping I'd learn to play George Michael songs, but I'm not at that level yet. But I'll let you know when I get there.
Great. And another angle I thought of, seeing as because of your arguments, Athena, you should be able to try and point out a way that Chris, you've known him pre-pandemic, you should point out a way that he's improved, and vice versa. Chris, you should be able to point out a way that Athena has got worse. So I'd like to hear those two arguments.
Now he's just trying to make us fight. What he loved was me talking shit about your kids, and he's like, let's bring it back to that.
I think there should be more ad hominems in every debate. You could even use on me. You could each try and say that I've got worse or better as well, because that's a good angle.
All right, I'm gonna start, Chris. Like, your beard is fur. I'm sure of it. It used to be a bit patchy, but you're obviously getting lots of sleep, taking lots of iron. You must be getting some oil in. Yeah, that looks like you could like muzzle up in it, and I bet there's like field mice in there going, "Oh, this is so warm and cozy." Before there was nothing. I look, there's not much. I haven't seen Chris for thousands of years. I mean, what am I supposed to say? And is that? And what else? Are those new headphones? I bet you invested in new headphones because of the virus.
No,
no?
Had these for a while now.
Oh, I bet you redecorated. Look how beautiful your room is. I bet you redecorated. That's a good thing. No. Got a new coat?
No.
Did you get a new coat?
No.
This is what I'm working with.
We really struggled to even find one way he's improved.
It's like, do you shower more often now? You look like
way less.
I've got nothing. It's gone. That's it. I'm done now.
There we go. I rest my case.
You don't want to fire back?
Athena's doing great. Look at her. She's doing amazing. She's got a new kid. She's very proud.
You're meant to say why she's got worse to argue your point.
She's proud of the stupid shapes kid. She used to be so nice. All she just did was point out a bunch of flaws about me while trying to give me a compliment. What the hell happened to Athena? Lockdown's made her callous. All right. I say we call that there. Ken, what are you saying?
There were a lot of twists and turns in that round. I think there were a lot of good arguments made, a lot of bad arguments made. It was very close. I enjoyed the kind of battle for the soul of humanity. It was very like the Dark Knight. Chris saying that people are inherently bad. He likes shoving strangers. Athena saying that people are good, but also I don't know which I actually believe. But then I think it all kind of fell apart in just how much Athena can't even say one good thing about Chris, and that kind of destroyed any hope I had. Both her inability to say something good, and also just the fact that did make you seem tragic and made me feel quite bad about you during this time, made me think, actually, you win here based on how bad you're doing in this lockdown.
Nice one. This is a new coat.
Chris, and man, you can put up some shelves for your books.
I'm coming to you from a new computer. I'm thriving, you guys. I just played the game. That's all it is.
You could have complimented this show. You could have said this show didn't exist in this format. You could have been like, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here without.
Private chat, Ken. You could have put that in the private chat, and I would have said it.
Yeah, I had a lot of ways to save this. You could have appealed to my, our sense of coming together to do this chat, all three of us. We wouldn't have ever done this before lockdown.
There you go. So many good things, but you've been made callous. This guy.
Yeah, you lost the battle.
Why so serious?
It'll be like the end of Dark Knight, except the ships actually blew each other up. Yeah. That's what happened there.
Well, I'm victorious again. Thank you so much for coming on the show, you guys.
How many times do you win, Chris? How many of these do you win?
Pretty regularly. Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I just gave it away,
You did. You had it up until the end there.
You lost confidence.
For a long time. Yeah. I came in without training. I thought, this would be easy. I'll run him over and then I'll go home. I'm out already because of lockdown, but,
I'm quick. I'm shifty. Can't catch me. Also the COVID one is because I don't know if we talked about this before the show, but I don't know if I've talked about it actually I try not to make an argument that I've ever heard before.
Yeah.
And so because COVID has been talked about so fucking much, trying to find an angle that I haven't heard anyone take was just so goddamn hard. So yeah, Athena, I really think that was yours, but then but then when you just shit all over me there.
Until the is anything good about your life?
It's because you know what it was. I was just like, look at the screen, Athena. What is there? That's cool. Okay, books. Okay, headphones, beard, the wall. And I was just being a bit literal, and my brain just went down the wrong path.
Happens all the time. Happens all the time. It's a tough game. I thought you played great. By the way,
close to the end.
For anyone watching, make sure to follow Athena and Ken. Their socials are along the bottom there. Check them out. They're both fantastic. So we're gonna go now. Thank you everyone for watching. This has been great. Athena, is there anything that you want to plug? Anything that you're doing?
No, just everyone buy a mug. All right, do yourselves a favor. Get a Chris Betts mug. Drink out of his face. Is that how it happens? Has it got your face on it, and then you drink? Drink out of Chris's face.
Yeah, it's got a I think I can't remember what the command is anymore. Alex, do you remember what the command is to get the Team Bets logo up on the screen? That should show up next to my face in a second. Alex is my mod. She knows how everything works. And
also make some mugs that say Chris Butts. I think that's the big learning from today's Twitch. Chris Butts on a mug.
Yeah. Chris Butts is good.
That's important.
Oh, that's not the one. This is a video of my housemate Paul showing up in the background of a show, shirtless, eating Kentucky Fried Chicken. This is, I didn't realize that we had the sound going on this now. That's great. And he's gone. That was a great moment in Versus history.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a mug.
It's so long.
Mug. There's a link. Go hit the link and buy the mug.
Buy a mug. But Athena, what's the name of your podcast? I just did it recently.
And I had such a great time. It's called Keeping Athena Company. And people come to keep my company and people just chat. It's a conversation and there's no hate. It's all, everything people say in a podcast is like respectable. Okay, you can say it whilst your mum's in the room and stuff.
The opposite of this.
It's the opposite of this. Yeah.
This is what's on the mug. Yeah, it's the it's the antithesis of this. Very, very good. It's great. I had such a nice time on it. Definitely check out Keeping Athena Company. It's an awesome podcast. Ken, what about yourself? Anything you want to plug?
Just my Twitch and Twitter, I guess. Mainly Twitch. I'm focusing mostly on Twitch recently. That's probably all you want to just do a shout out to that, basically.
Cool. Ken's Twitch stuff is in the comments section. Thank you, Alex, for setting up that alert.
Oh, thanks. Thank you so much, Alex.
Make sure to follow Ken. He's fantastic. We're going to go off now. We're going to record the extra episode. If you want to hear old episodes where I did things like with Alice Fraser, Laura Lex has been on. I had Harry Kemsley and Sunil Patel last week. I've had so many fun people on. Check out the Chris Betts Versus podcast. All those episodes are on there. Jamali Maddox, just tons of people. So check that out. I'll be back at 10 p.m. streaming with John Hastings as we do Sunday to Thursday. We'll be talking nonsense. We might have a guest. I have no idea. We never know what's going to happen. So come check that out. Follow, subscribe, all that cool stuff. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you soon. Take care.